So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, this is actually going to be part 3 of my thrifting series that I'm uploading this week. This was only supposed to be a part 2, but I talked too much, so enjoy. I'm just going to be giving you guys my best thrift tips and like when you're shopping, like all my best tips. So if you guys want to hear them, then just keep watching. Okay, you guys, I know my thing's like a little off center, but I have a giant mess of a like thrift clothes pile over there and I'm not about to clean it up, so it's just gonna be off center. But I just wanted to sit down after this thrift haul and kind of give you guys some little, like, really quickly, hopefully, give you guys some advice on like thrift shopping in general. This is just what I've learned over the years. So like, this is also kind of more suited like for people with body types like me. Like, I mean, you can still use a lot of these tips if you don't have my body type, but some of them are geared towards that, so just fair warning. So, first thing I do when I go into any thrift store, and first thing I ever do, I always go to a bunch in one day. I never just go to like one every day. I plan that day out, and like, I'll call all the places, make sure they're open, because some thrift stores, especially religious ones, aren't open on certain holidays, aren't open on Sundays, close really early at like 2 o'clock on Sundays. So make sure you like get a good list, make sure all of them are open, and make sure that they're all like kind of in the same general area. And that's what I do in my first step. And then the next thing I do is get on the road, play some good music, get in a good mood, and get some food because I gotta be well fed. And then I go to the first store. Sometimes I go to Goodwill. I like Goodwill. That's kind of like one of the only options in Savannah, one of the biggest ones, which I hate because everyone here does thrift shop, and not everyone, I can't say everyone, but a lot of us do because we're all fashion students, and a lot of people are thrifting nowadays, which I think is super awesome. It's really sustainable, and like, I just think it's good that a lot of people thrift, but everything is kind of picked over. So this is my best tip. I love going out of town thrift shopping. Anytime I go somewhere new, I'm hitting up the thrift stores. Like, my dad lives in North Carolina, so I love going thrift shopping there. I found some really awesome stuff from there. I was just in San Antonio all summer. I found a lot of good stuff there. It's really hard to fit in my suitcase, but I got it back. And yeah, I just really like to thrift whenever I can outside of my city because I just feel like it's a little bit less picked over. So if you live in a place where thrifting is really popular, I would recommend doing that. So the next tip I have is finally once you get in the thrift store, if you are my size, obviously you're gonna find the best stuff if you shop in your size range, like in the small sections, but sometimes I do shop in the oversized sections. A lot of the times I'll go shop in like the men's t-shirt sections and find really cool graphic tees or like oversized hoodies and like oversized turtlenecks that I can tuck into my jeans, but I don't want everything oversized all the time. So if you're like me and you're like super petite, shop in the kids section. I do it all the time. I just shop like kids size large, and it's really awesome. I have found some really awesome stuff in the kids section. This sweater, like for example, is like a little girl's church sweater. Like, it's not an adult thing. So that helps me a lot, especially if I'm trying to find pants or like a skirt or something like that. That's what I do. And if something is still too big on you, watch my next video. I will have it linked below. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and upload them at the same time because they're just like so closely related. So I'm gonna upload 2 videos this week. So I'll have it linked down below, but it's how I alter all of my clothes to make them fit better from the thrift store. Really easy. So you guys can go and see how I do all that. And I get so many questions all the time, especially just walking around at school and like from my friends. They're like, how do you find that at the thrift store? Like every time I go, I can never find anything. And it's probably because people just don't have the patience to actually like go through and look through a thrift store. When you are thrifting, you have to go through every single item. Like, I have gotten so good at speed going through them. Like, I sit there, I go through the smalls, I push them all back, and then I boom, 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 like go through all the hangers really fast. And I'm really good at deciding like if it's something I like or if it's something I won't like quickly. But if you're just sitting there and you're walking up and down the aisles, not opening the hangers and not looking at all of this stuff, you are never gonna find anything. That I can promise. You need to actually go through, look through everything. So if you're not a patient person, if you don't enjoy thrifting or shopping, then it's completely not for you. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, but it's something I love. Like, I could do it all day. It's my favorite pastime. I'm so passionate about it. I love thrifting. And if you guys want more videos on it, then comment down below because I would love to. But anywho, yeah, I'm trying to think of any more tips. So another tip is, if you ever get shoes from the thrift store, it's always really good to spray antifungal spray and things like that in them, because they can be questionable from time to time, but sometimes they can be in really good condition. I've gotten combat boots from the thrift store, which I totally forgot to show in this video, but I got some really awesome combat boots, but I sprayed them all just to make sure that they're not like dirty. And then another thing is just like wash your clothes, because you really like don't know where they were before, and a lot of thrift stores don't wash them. So especially if you've got like hats, shoes, those are like the #1 thing you should wash like multiple times. Clothes, I usually just do 2 cycles and I feel pretty confident about wearing them. And a lot of the times if something's too big, like that sweater for example was 100% cotton, so it shrunk a little bit when I put it in the dryer, which was great. So if it's ever too big, put it in the dryer for a long amount of time. If it's too small, stretch it out while it's wet. Like, there's just so many ways to fix your clothes from the thrift store, and I just really love thrifting. I just love it. I like it because I just feel like clothes were just made with more quality back in the day. I don't know if that's just me. If you guys have the same opinion, comment down below. But I just feel like things used to be made better. Like, everything now is so fast fashion. Like H&M, those clothes are not gonna last. And they're so like trendy, I guess is the word, that like they're only gonna be in my closet for maybe a month, and I'm probably gonna only wear them once. I really like thrifting because I get good quality clothes that I know I'm gonna continue to wear for like the rest of my life, at least while I'm this size. So I really love all of my clothes, and I love that I can stay on trend for like a really small budget. And yeah, I just thought of one last tip that I thought I'd throw out there. I just wanted to talk about like some of my favorite thrift stores. I really love Salvation Army. That one's probably like my favorite chain thrift store. My favorite ones to shop at are obviously local ones, because a lot of the times they do a really good job at giving back to their community and just doing little things like that. I know when I go to South Carolina, pretty much like 50% of the proceeds go back to animal shelters, which makes me like so happy. So I love thrifting there. North Carolina, I'm not so sure about. I know the ones here in Savannah go back to like helping addicts or homeless people who are on the street and like that kind of thing. So that's really awesome with helping those kinds of people, because in the city there's a lot of issues like that. And then I don't know, I do have kind of a problem with Goodwill at the moment. I'm just not really into them. They've raised their prices a lot. Like a shirt like this would be $5 when like that's not expensive by any means. Like, I'm not that cheap, but I just think that thrifting, like, it should be like when you go to the thrift store, it's dollars. Like, you should not be spending a lot of money on things that are really simple and really used. And another problem I have with Goodwill is that they put everything into landfills, and I'm sure other places do that too, but I just think that that's not very sustainable for the environment. And I just think that like when you're thrifting, you need to be kind of conscious about like, since you are making an ethical choice, you might as well like go all the way. Like, thrifting is super ethical for the environment, like it's recycling. I mean, the #1 pollutant of the world is actually like fashion production. If you guys didn't know that, I learned that in my fashion class, which I thought was really interesting. So I've been looking into a lot more ways to like just be like on fashion in a sustainable way. So I'm super into it. Anywho, just be conscious of where you thrift shop. Look into where places like put all their stuff or what they do and blah blah blah. So, rant over. I hope that wasn't too much talking for you guys. I just have so many tips to share and I wanted to share them with you guys. So I might even turn this into a 3-part video of thrifting, because that turned out to be 10 minutes long. So I might do thrift haul, tips for thrift shopping, and then how I fix my thrifting clothes. So if you guys like this video, then go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you found the tips helpful, definitely let me know. And if you have any that I didn't mention, put them in the comments down below. That would be super great. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Bye.